I'll basically be doing, at least starting off, a little mini preview information about the Prism palette. And I know I'm a little late to the game. What's new? I know this is a limited time edition. I do not know when it'll be completely out because it's still on, even in our website. And the prices keep going down, 34, 45. I'm getting myself confused. So I don't know if this will be permanent or not. I have a sneaky feeling this is gonna end up being permanent. Just saying. But I love these colors. Look at them, look at them. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, here are the swatches. The top one is Lucid, Eden, Unity, and Sphinx. Next is Osiris, Spear, Obsidian. Next is Dimension, Parallel, and Pyramid. Next is Throne, Saturn, Eternal, and Lore. There's one bad part about this whole thing, to be honest. I personally love this palette, but you have 6 months to use it. I know, right? 6 months to use a palette. Now, it is cruelty-free, and it does say from the website, I want to make sure I read this correctly. Hold on. It says, Lucid is a dual chrome white gold with pink reflect. Eden, an ultra matte coral pink. Unity, an ultra matte nude ochre. Sphinx, metallic warm bronze. Osiris, metallic midnight violet with red reflex. Spear, ultra matte electric green yellow. Obsidian, ultra matte deep black. Dimension, a dual chrome silver gray with pink reflect. Parallel, ultra matte truffle. Pyramid, metallic yellow gold with green reflect. Metallic black and blue green with multicolor reflect. Saturn, ultra matte terracotta. Eternal, metallic violet copper. Lore, ultra matte ashy lilac. That's what the website says. So, but other than that, they blend beautifully. Just go light on them. All the colors don't muddy up. Look. So, as of today, I'm going to send you up to a tutorial in a few seconds to where you will see what you can create that this will be useful in your everyday life. Like, this is makeup to go to work or school or even for a family function. Because I know most people have the conception to wear just browns. Those are the colors to go. I'm wearing some color and it's not too crazy, is it? And you can tell it's still neutral down. It's not like, color! Give people a heart attack. Oh, and one more thing about this, it's cruelty free. Yay, Anastasia! So, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Any questions, any comments, leave it below. Subscribe, click that like button, and click on the notification bell, I can't speak English, bell. That way you know when my videos are up. And also news about my music. I know you guys are saying, you've been saying it, where is it? It's coming, I promise, this month. I promise. So, faster than you think. Believe me, faster than you think. So, thank you for watching. Remember to follow me on my social medias on Instagram, Twitter, here on YouTube at Any Blue Singer. Also on my IMDb page, Any Lopez. So, I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I'll be hosting a live chat soon about my music and any questions on makeup or anything. Let me know if you're interested. Comment below. Let me know what time is convenient for you. And I will see you in about 10 seconds. Bye! Okay, now the first thing I like to do is go ahead and prime my eyes. So in this particular case, I'll be using the new Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. So basically, I go in and I start doing my eyes. And with this specific concealer, I like doing it one eye at a time because it's easier to blend. I've gotten a little bit better at this mirror and viewfinder situation. Now, don't be scared at first. You're gonna be white. You will. You're gonna be very bright and white. I use the concealer, just in case you have not seen my videos, is to conceal the redness and veins. And that way you have a blank slate when you put your makeup on. And so I go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, and as indicated from the beginning of the video, we'll be using the new Anastasia Prism Palette. And so one of the colors that we're gonna do to set our concealer is gonna be this color. It's called Lucid. And the only reason is, I do not believe it is used to actually have an actual shadow, because look, barely, it's there, but when you rub it, barely any pigment. So I like to use it to set. That's mostly what I use it for. So what I do, I get my Sigma E40. Yes, my Sigma E40. I go into, I gotta learn how to hold these things. Loosen, loosen, tap, tap, tap. And just basically go over everywhere that the concealer went. You do not have to be precise. We're just going over it. Okay, now that we have set, it looks like it downed down the brightness a little bit, but it's okay. The whole point to set the concealer or even an eye primer, whichever you decide to use, is not only to conceal, but also it sets the shadows. That way it doesn't skip or anything like that. It's nice and smooth and you're good. So the first color that I like to use, and yes, even though this is for work or for, you know, a nice neutral day, you're not going to do anything crazy. Let's just say you're going out to work. Of all colors, Spear. I know it's so yellow, you're like, ugh. And we're going to use this on the crease. That's right. I said the crease. Now I'm using the same E40, the one that we used to set our concealer or eye primer, whichever you decide to use. And so that way you won't be like, nah, she's lying, she's not using it. As you were saying? Okay, so basically what we're doing, trying to get closer to the situation, is basically right here to over here. And just keep going until you get the pigmentation you want. And if it gets bright yellow, don't worry, it's okay. But remember, start off with a very light hand and go straight in. Alright, now that you got the yellow, don't worry, we're not gonna save this. You're not gonna go to work and be all yellow-eyed and people will be like, you got yellow eyeshadow on! No, 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 we're not gonna do all that. The next color we're gonna put, same movement, same brush. That's right, I said same brush. We're gonna go into Eden, which is right next to Lucid. We're gonna go straight into Eden. I discovered this through trial and error, believe it or not, because I tried before Saturn, but Saturn seems to be a tad too bright. This is specifically for that one. I'll have another tutorial for that. Just wait and see. But Eden is more appropriate. That way you see, I'm not even showing you. Come on, I need. And just go over the yellow. Now, as you can see, and this works as well if you want to do like a summer look. See how you can get like a mini sunset out of that? Beautiful, ain't it? Now, I'm not done. Go back to the yellow, which is why I say use the same brush. Go back to Spear and go over it again, because we want to see the yellow and like the kind of nudish orangey color kind of play together. So then you do it again. You see how it becomes that kind of yellowish orangey, and then you go one more time with, like they can see, with Eden. And then a touch more of Spear. Okay, I think we got enough evenness playing together type of feel going on. Now, don't be scared, we got lids. Now for the lid, what I've seen works best, a little bit of Osiris. Use your finger. And no, I'm not flicking you off, I promise, just that's one of the best fingers to apply. So, you put your finger in there, and you put it all over the lid. Okay, and now that Osiris is in there, because I want you to take very close attention. You see Osiris right there? It looks like it will be like a dark purple, but look how it is on the eyes. It's not that dark, is it? which is hence why I say it's kind of appropriate for out, neutral with the family, to the park, to work. It's not like that. I go back with this. I go back to the spear. And you go over it again. Just to get away from all the harshness from the finger. Then you go into a MAC 242. And we use the second purple in this palette. It's called Dimension. Ooh. And so I need to learn how to hold a palette. I have no patience for myself today. And you go over, what was that color? Cyrus. On top of that supposedly dark purple on top. And then once you have that, go to a little bit of Eden. And go over the crease, just, you know, to get all the harshness again. Okay, now that, sorry, powder all over me. Ah! Okay, now that you have a little bit of that, you want to go ahead and have a little bit of depthness in there. So, I used the Anastasia brush that came with the palette. I used like this flat side-ish. And go into Parallel. Because you're trying to go as neutral as humanly possible. If you want to go with another darker color, you can. Don't go with black though. Obsidian, don't go with black, especially to work or natural. You're going to make yourself all like smoky and people are going to look at you like, I know, right? So basically what you're going to do, you're going to go a little bit on the like inner, outer corner. And you just do it halfway. Don't go all the way in. It's just to show some dimension there. Oh, and go with a very light hand because this one's one of the most pigmented ones. I think this one, it looks very similar to, I think, Amber or Umber from the Renaissance palette. Oh, remember, stretch your eyes when you do this. Like, oh, I tend to tug my eye, by the way. Bad habit. Don't do it. But it's still the way I know how to do it, so sorry. And then use the opposite of the same brush. No pigment, no additional shadow. Just blend everything in. Of course, with the blending, a little bit of brown went away, so do it again. Now, depending on your eye shape, you may see more of the brown up, but since I have very round eyes, you can't, unless I look down, you see the brown, but if I look up straight to you, you see like a little hint there. That's not completely purple. And then after that, I go ahead and do the brows. Okay, and for the brows, I'll be using the Too Faced Chocolate Brownie in Auburn. Basically what I do, I go ahead and comb the hair first, like, you know, when you first get up, you kind of need your hair combed. And then honestly, all I personally do is just follow it and like the shape of the brow. And I do the same for the bottom. And then basically you color the inside a lot darker and then slowly lighten up towards the end. Okay, now that the brows are done, next is to do the brow bone, which is basically, and in this case, we're gonna go ahead and use, to be honest, a mixture. A little bit of Unity, if I can just show you where Unity is. Little, like literally, a dab on Unity and a dab on a suit. On Lucid. You'll see why. Now you thought I was gonna be done with the brows just on there, right? No. Then I'm gonna take the Too Faced highlight and Blinded by the Light. And as you can tell how much I've used it! Much loved. I'm using the same thing to just go ahead and put it on the brow bone, just a little bit more of a highlight. And then go back to the same brush that we used Spear and Eden for, and just go over it. No additional product. It's just to make sure everything's blended. Now, lashes. we're gonna go ahead and get our curler, or I call it the torturing device, and curl your lashes. And we're gonna be using a very interesting mascara today. It's from Ginvency. And what makes this mascara interesting is because not only is the wand interesting, you see the spikes there? They hurt, by the way. You can bend it and do your lashes. Now, this is what I do, what I've learned to do. First, you go in carefully. Don't rush. You will hurt yourself because these hurt. And go all the way up. Try to go like too close to the lash line as you possibly can. Okay. Now you can tell what it did to my lashes. Not very, it lengthened. It didn't volumize. There's lengthening, but I have stubby lashes. It's fine. So if you are a lash girl, you can go ahead and put those on. Me, I only do it for events, special occasions. So for this look, especially for going to work, I'm not gonna put lashes on. So then we go straight to the face. Okay. So for today, I'll be using the Touche Eclat Blur Primer. It's from YSL. I got this for one of my points from Sephora. You can tell how much I buy. Shh, don't touch me! And this is interesting because it comes like in a little paddle. So interesting. And so you put it all over the face. Make sure you wash your hands for this. Put it down the neck, especially since I put foundation down the neck. Just saying. And then I go ahead and put on my foundation. My favorite foundation so far is the Lancome Thin Idole Ultra Wear, because it's Oxygenate Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 15 up to 24-hour wear. And it's transfer resistant. I love it, and it really doesn't transfer. I love this primer because it not only leaves your skin really smooth, it's like ready for application. Like, it's no joke. Okay, so I use my little brush, somewhat artiste brush looking, and go. So, and then of course down on the neck, and don't forget the ears. Now, I do apologize. It seems like sun shift changed to where got dark here, and even though my lights, let me bring it closer, hold on. There, I had to bring things a little bit closer, so if I look a little bit yellow, I do apologize, just the scenery changed. Now that I have all my foundation on, I personally always like going with the beauty blender just to go over it. Any spot, that way it goes like airbrush. Okay. Now that I'm nice and airbrushed, I go in and put in the Urban Decay concealer, the all-nighter, the one that we used at the beginning, and put it under your eyes, because as you can tell, Mom got dark circles. Remember what I like to do from the beginning? One eye at a time. I can't speak. Yes, and in case you haven't noticed, I like the blue turquoise beauty blender. My favorite color, blue. I mean, in case you haven't noticed. Okay, and now to set the face, I use the Peach Perfect powder from Too Faced. Now with this isn't a tacky foundation, so you don't have to. I personally do like to set everything, only because I just feel like it gives a lot smoother of an application for the other products. So it's up to you, babe. If you have dry skin, don't do it. That's the one thing I do not like about this camera. Like, I'm looking at the viewfinder and I look wide. but in person I look just fine. I don't understand the whole situation. Put it down my neck, my ears. I'm fine. Okay. Alright. Now to reset, we go straight into the bronzer. I like to go ahead and start off with the Too Faced Chocolate Gold. Now, what most people have a misconception. I used to use this little e.l.f. brush. It has no name on it. Shocking. You would think this would be very dark for my skin tone. Believe it or not, it's just perfect. It's just the lighter ones don't show up. See? This one at least shows up. And then you go over it with the Too Faced Snow Bunny. It's a luminous bronzer. Now if you want to do more of a matte, you can put like the Benefit bronzer or anything to mattify it, that's fine. These are just products that work for me. Since I have normal skin, this doesn't really affect too much. I'm going to go back to the eyes for a second because I forgot to put the Marc Jacob and in the buff right on the waterline because it's a new color and it helps open up the eyes a bit. So and then from here, it's up to you. You can go ahead and leave the eyes like this. You're good for work and you are gone. And then you take the back to your mascara. I just like the Ginvency. And this is where I like using more of the bending effect, and you use the lower lash. Okay. And then go ahead and use, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a highlighter. So I'll go back to the Too Faced Blinded by the Light. And I use this Tarte fan brush. I make sure I go in there and top of the cheekbones. And then on top of that, this is no highlight I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Glow Kit in That Glow. And so I'm gonna go ahead and use Sunburst, Bubbly, and Dripping Gold. Anything but the golden bronzer. I'll show you how to use that in our summer tutorial. Remind me. Just remind me. You put this on top. And then you can use any top brush that doesn't have any product and just blend, baby, blend. Knowing me, I'm gonna add a little bit more highlight to tone down the set a little bit of the highlight going on. I will be using the Marc Jacobs and 104 Tantastic. I think this was limited edition, or is limited edition. I haven't seen it yet. I like the regular one as well, but I've gone through pan. It's loved. And so basically I just go ahead and use it. Use a little bit on my cheeks. See, just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. Then we're off to lips. I will be using a combination. This I think is on sale on Sephora right now for like $6. It's the Glam Glow Plumprageous Metallic Lip Plumper Treatment. And the way you open this is you twist it and it comes out that way. I almost broke it the first time. And basically what I'm going to do is create little lines. Because I'll learn if you put it the whole way, your lips look wet. Unless that's what you're going for. Look wet. It's going to look weird, but you'll find out what I'm doing in a minute. And then you put it back in. And then I will use the Nars and Bound. And you go over it. And then I will use Clinique and Black Money. Here's the thing about this one I find interesting. It looks pitch black, doesn't it? Pitch black! It looks like my regular color, so I use it mostly to set. how I set it everything? Absolutely beautifully. So that is the makeup look you can use using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism Palette. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and put up some more videos with all the palettes I have and tags and more of these, even neutral. So I hope you enjoyed the look. This is what you could wear for work or whatsoever, just in case you wanted some ideas. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember to subscribe to all of my medias at Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube. I Need Blue Singer, IMDb, I Need Lopez. And remember, push subscribe, 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 subscribe. Subscribe. That way you get to know a lot about my music too. Thanks again. Bye!